Hi everyone, I am myself Dr. Spurti. I am MD Panchakarma and expert in trichology and cosmetology. I welcome you all for this platform of Tadvida Sambhasha Parishad, where today we are going to deal with the cosmetologic aspects of the skin. So we'll start with the skin. Skin, it's called as a tvacha in Ayurveda. So tvacha is an upadhatu of mamsadhatu. When we take food, so the ahara paka takes place and uttarotter dhatu paka will be happen. In that rasa, rakta, mamsa. Mamsa is the third dhatu where tvacha is an upadhatu. In tvacha, all the tridoshas are present. So it's a formation of tridoshas in tvacha, that is vata, pitta and kapha. As you all know, tvacha is a main set of vata dosha. That is what is called as sparshanendriya. Vata is responsible for the sparsha, so tvacha is a site for the sparshanendriya. Like bhrajaka pitta is present in tvacha and kapha is also present in tvacha. So whatever any imbalance, it may manifest into the tvacha roga as a tvacha roga. So the concept of tvacha and the tridoshas are very important. So as we know, tvacha is also called as skin. It's the biggest organ of the body. In Ayurveda, we have 7 kind of tvachas. That is, acharyas divided this tvacha into 7 layers. So which can give you firmness and helps for the metabolism and helps for the structure of the body. So what are these 7 layers of the tvachas? They starts with the from upward to innerward. That is, start from the outside of the skin to the inner most layer of the skin. That is avabhashini, lohita, shweta, tambra, vedini, rohini and mamsadhara. So avabhashini is an outermost layer of the skin. As we all know, our internal body is expressed in terms of tvacha, that is outer look. So tvacha as covers the outer body surface. So internal, any imbalance in the internal body will be expressed in terms of tvacha. So a person aura, what we call an oj, is expressed in terms of the tvacha. That is happens in so avabhashini is not having any its own color, so it will dissemble the internal color of the next layer of the skin. So next is an lohita, as it supports the avabhashini layer from the outside and supports the inner layer. So lohita, as it is name express, it is an color resemblance of the molten iron. So any ama in this layer can manifest into the skin diseases of tvacha roga. So next one is shweta. That is a next layer is an shweta. So the shweta layer is in white in color. So any pigmentation happens in this, it can express in terms of blackish or brownish discolorations. So next move on to the next layer of the skin, that is an tambra. So as name suggests, it's a tambra varna. So this is some place of the tvacha which connect superficial layer into the next layer of the inside layer. So tambra is very important in perspective of the tvacha rogas, because it will give a very micro metabolism where when we see about the laryngans, like skin cells, melanocytes and everything is present in this layer. So next layer of the tvacha is vedini. So vedini is in a little thicker layer compared to the other layers of the tvacha. So vedini is a very important structure, because the most of the circulations happens in this. Next to this comes the rohita, rohini, so which also helps for the circulation. These 2 layers are important to give the to supply the blood circulations, and the lymphatic drainage will be happen in these 2 layers. Any vitiation in this layer or any kind of armor is present in these layers can manifest into the many skin diseases like psoriasis or eczema, dermatitis. Any skin manifestation mainly happen in these two because it's a rich in blood circulation. So next and the last one is an mamsadara, which is a base, a starting of the starting layer of the twacha, which give the firmness to the structure of the skin. So if anything happen in this, it can give you a scar. So the deeper when it comes speak about the many skin manifestations like acne, acne scars and all, that can happen in this mamsadara. So so any scar revisions or any in treatment kind of principles, scar revision, everything happens in this layer of the skin, that is called as mamsadara. So this is about the types of twacha. So there are 7 twachas as explained in Ayurveda, and each layer is having its own importance in the manifestation of the disease. When we see the treatment aspect, these manifestations is very important to understand where the site of cause is present. So next move on to the next the causes. Before that, I just want to explain a little bit about the modern aspect of the twacha, that is a skin. So as we all know, the skin is the biggest organ of the body, right? So almost 15 to 16% of the organ is covered with the skin. So the depth of the skin is different in each, as all these twachas also having different layers and the thickness. So depth of the skin is different in each part. Usually it will measures from 1 to 4 mm in all the areas. But in case of eyelids, where it's very thinness, it will only 0.5 to 1 mm in the eyelid. So when the soles and the palms are thickest layer, that varies from 1.5 to 3 mm. So the thickness varies based on the body part, and almost it varies about 4 to 5 kgs of a complete body weight. So this is about the a mild introduction about the skin. So as we have different layers of twacha, in the modern concept also they explain the different layers of the skin. So there are main 3 layers are present. Again that's divided into 5. So total the 3 layers are epidermis, dermis and hypodermis. Let me explain with the image. So epidermis, this is called as first the superficial layer, as we see externally is called as epidermis. This is a superficial layer of the skin is epidermis, and the middle and important layer is dermis, and below that we will find the hypodermis. So what is epidermis? Epidermis is a superficial layer of the skin which is completely dead. Hope you might be knowing like how we breathe, how we the skin get oxygen supply and everything. Yeah, of course the superficial skin of the epidermis is a superficial skin layer of the skin which is completely dead, but it will give nourishment through diffusion mechanism, where the oxygen supply will be happen to the diffusion mechanism. This epidermis gives an having many cells which is responsible for the functioning of the skin. So in the epidermis we will get a carotenoid cells, melanocytes and Langerhans cells. As we all know, keratinization. Keratin is a protein which is present in the skin too, to give the texture of the skin, for the firmness of the skin. It is very important. See, every time the life cycle, even the skin has its own life cycle. So how the a female get menstruation on every 28 to 30 days, in the same way skin will also peel off on every 25 to 50 days, almost like it's in a 1 month, once in a month. That's why whenever we take any procedure related with the skin, we call the once in a month for the follow, to know the changes. See, if anything happens, any defect happens in this keratinization, the skin will start peeling more and more. For example, in winter, the dryness will be more, so you may feel that dryness of the skin, because keratinization happens more, the tissue get, the inner tissue comes to the upper layer faster, proliferation will be more. In case of psoriasis also, we'll get proliferation of this keratinized tissue is more, so the flakes or scaly eruptions will be happen more on this epidermis layer of the skin. Next, move on to the dermis, which is a middle layer of the skin. This is a middle layer and it is very important. I think you can able to see this is a middle layer of the skin, which is very thick compared to the epidermis and the hypodermis. Middle layer of the skin is very thick. So why it is most important is because many organs or many blood vessels like nerve endings, everything will be present in this dermis layer. So dermis is very important because it gives having very rich blood supply. So any even though the supplies from the internal, the richest in this skin is dermal layer. So we call it as a dermal layer in common terms. So dermal layer is having a follicle. As I explained in the last classes, the hair follicle originate from this dermal layer, and it is having many glands like sebaceous gland and sweat glands. So, and the lymphatic drainage is also present in this. If anything happens in this dermal layer, the many structures like sebaceous gland problems may manifest because of this imbalance in this dermal layer. For example, when we speak about the acne, so this happens because of the problems in the sebaceous gland of which is present in the dermal layer. So next, move on to the hypodermis. Many people will say like it's like it may not be a part of but as a base between the skin and the internal structures. So hypodermis is it's also called as cutaneous tissue, connective tissue is present as in this. So it's a thick fat is present in this, which gives a cushion to the internal organs. For example, it will give support to the bones and other fat and cartilages. Everything will be supported with this hypodermis. So there is no any pressure when if this layer is not there, it may harm to the internal structure because of the not having a proper cushion effect. So it will give a proper cushion to the internal structures like muscles and the bones and the cartilages. Many things will be help maintain in that structure because of this, and it always help for the movements also. Any kind of movements is this fatty layer that is called as hypodermis. Okay, next, again as I said, epidermis is having 5 layers. So start from the base to the superficial. So first one is an basanum. As it is connected with the base of the dermis, it is called as basanum. So next one is a stratum spinosum. So this the cells are like spines. They are having different kinds of spines around these cells. It's called as stratum spinosum. The next one is stratum granulosum. So these are having the granulose tissue. It is called as stratum granulosum. Next one is stratum lucidum. Stratum lucidum is not present in all the part of the skin. It is present only in the palms and the soles. So that makes our palm and so thick. Apart from these two parts like palms and the sole, this stratum lucidum is not present in another part of the body. And the superficial is stratum corneum, which is a dead tissue. As I explained, it's a part of epidermis which is dead. So in these we will say the 4 cells are present, mainly that is keratin cells are present, and melanocytes are present, and the Langerhans are present, which is Langerhans are present and which is responsible for the immune system. Any kind of infection is prevented through this Langerhans cells, and the melanocytes are responsible for the color. As we all know, it's responsible for the color of an individual. So any if the melanin is pigmentation is produced more because of the melanocyte, that can be happen because of this layer of the epidermis. Okay, next move on to the what are the causes of the skin. See, tvacha we are understood for some extent, and the skin, the layer, because when we know all this, then only we can know which are the problems can occur in this layer of the skin. So in common, what are the causes for the skin problems? First we understand what are the skin problems usually. So in as I'm dealing with in cosmetology, mainly I'll just focus on the cosmetic problem of the skin. For example, it might be an acne or a melasma, acne scar, acne pigmentation, hyperpigmentation of freckles, or an anti-aging and the wrinkles. These are the some of the cosmetic problems which is very common in this present era. So apart from this, we have many skin infection manifestations like psoriasis, that is called that, like Mahaku, as in Ayurveda we explained as in Mahakushta and Kshudra. The Acharya explained these cosmetic problems like acne, that is nothing but an evenipedica, or a venga for the melasma, of Kshudra rogas. So these are the some cosmetic and the skin related problems which can usually become across into the daily practices. So what are the causes for these manifestations? See, as Ayurveda always speak about Viruddhahara. This is very important in skin manifestations. You must see the many people are complaining of psoriasis or eczema something, so they might have an habit of having viruddhahara, like milk with the fish, or night time they might having curd with the salt. These are the some viruddhahara which is explained in the samhitas that has to be taken care. So next to the, this is nowadays they are having a manasika. So this is on stress is very important factor nowadays which can manifest many skin diseases. So we have manasika rogas are also very important. So next is suppression of the natural urges, that is a vega dharana. Usually in the samhitas we say that kushta is happen because of the chardi vega dharana. So these are many vega dharanas which is explained to the Ayurveda that might be a cause for the skin manifestations. Next is more exposure to the sun. See, when we speak about the melasma, there is it's mainly happen because of the exposure to the sun. Our body need a sun exposure for the minimum percentage to synthesis of the some of the vitamins like D. So when it is more, that might be a cause for the skin manifestations. And the next one is an lack of sleep. So nowadays this is a more important aspect, as sleep is very important, and many lifestyle modifications may be a cause for the skin manifestations in general. So now move on to the next part, that is in skin. See, functions of the skin is very important because to know whether our body is working in a normal way or not. So first function of the skin is in protection. So as skin is an outermost layer of the skin, it will help organs to protect from the any kind of injuries which will happen from the external part. So when anything happens from the injuries or any infections, any manifestation happen from the external factor, so skin is a base between the internal organ and the external problem. So it will give a protection from the injuries. It might be a physical or a mechanical injuries. It will protect our body. So next one is in metabolic activity. The synthesis of vitamin D is happen in case of skin. So when skin is performing normally, the synthesis of vitamin D is in normal state. So for the synthesis of vitamin D, skin is very important. And next one is in thermoregulation, that is called balance of the heat. When heat is you might be seeing, yeah, in summer the heat is more. So when heat is more, our body will produce more sweat. That is called the sweat glands produce more sweat, so that it manage the temperature to the coldness. When sweat is produced more, that coldness will be maintained, so it act as a thermoregulation. When cold is as hair is a part of skin, it will having a muscles, that is an apocrine muscles are there. So that muscle will contract, so that the circulation will be increased and the coldness can be managed. So next one is in the excretion. So we have many ways, like the sweat will be excreted through the skin. For the management of the excretion of the sweat and sodium chloride, many minute urea, creatine, so these are very minute excretory things which is very necessary to expel out from the body, so that can be managed within skin. So these about the functioning of the skin. So next we will see what are the common causes or common problems we come across in day-to-day life. So first one I would like to highlight on the acne, because many people suffer with this problem at any in their teenagers, or nowadays it happens more in post teenage also. Might be because of some lifestyle or like uses of the cosmetic or something. So then what is this acne? That is an evenapedica. So the evenapedica in Acharya has explained it as an vitiation of the vata and the kapha dhatu. So when vata and kapha dhatu are vitiated, that give a very small eruptions over the face. So this is called as an evenapedica. Then the in modern the acne is happens because of the excess secretion of the sebaceous gland. When the sebum is produced more, and it will make a barrier from the it will act between the dead tissues. It will trap from the bacterial infections and block that area, that is called clog of the skin. So when the skin is clogged, the bacteria become more, so that will give you an eruption of the acne, that is called as acne. So what are the causes for acne? The common cause of the acne is, first one is in hormonal imbalance, and because of this reason acne is usually more on the females compared to the men. So which of the hormones are related causing for the acne are like progesterone, estrogen and androgen hormones mainly. So when these secretion of hormones are more, that is why acne we usually call it occurs mainly in the pubertal age, where there is a lot of changes with the hormones are present. So this is the main cause for the acne. And the bacterial infection, as I said previously, many times the stress also causes the imbalance in the hormones, so that it may cause for the acne eruptions also. So next one is in uses of the many chemical products, which is called as an comedogenic products. Some products are not friendly for the skin, so it may cause for the acne. And the lifestyle, in that it comes both the intake of the food, like junk food, if you take more like bakery items, these all cause for the junk food mainly cause for the acne. And the habits like alcohol and the smoking also one of the reason for the production of the acne. So acne might be not only on the face, you may see acne is on the chest and the back, and many people, even the females, can experience even on the shoulder region also. So that has to be noticed when it comes for the treatment. So acne is one problem. The not only acne, so again it will types of acne will be there. So if it is very mild, it is called as comedonal acne. It might be because of we called as in blackheads when aggravated, and the whiteheads. It may be cystic acne, it may be nodular acne, based on the stages, inflammatory and non-inflammatory, whereas blackheads and whiteheads are the cause for the acne, the eruption of the skin. It is called as non-inflammatory. When the pustules like infected, we can see that sebum and the pus collection also on the acne, that is called as inflammatory. Pustules and the nodules, it becomes very hard because of the repeated acne on that particular age, particular site. It will make that dead tissue accumulation, that is called as nodular. And sometimes it may convert into cystic, which is very hard. Even though the superficially it may not be seen as a acne, but when we touch the pores, it will be like very hard for the touch, that is called as cystic acne. Next, when this, if it is not treated on the early stage, the acne might step next into the acne scar or hyperpigmentation. So usually when it is not treated for the long time, or people start touching on the acne, it will give you a scar, that is called as PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Important to treat because it will give you cosmetic problems. So many people are like worried to go out with this acne. And if it is not treated again, the symptoms are more severe, like pustules and the nodules, so which is very deep inside, which will damage the structure of the skin. That will give you a scar. You may see many people are having a scar like open pores. Its pits are open. Again, based on the its manifestations, like circular or in depth, it is called as ice picks or a boxer scars. So this is very important. When people are having habit to touch their acne, usually they end up with this acne scar that is like permanent. Acne can be treated, it's like come some many times, it may not be need treatment also, it comes and go. But when it becomes more severe and damage the internal structure of the skin, it will give you a scar which is very permanent. So it need advanced treatment if it is the scars are open. Next, the problem which we face more on the cosmetic is in melasma, that is called as Veng. So in Acharya says this manifestation of the imbalance of the Vata and the Pitta dosha. So melasma is nothing but a pigmentation or hyperpigmentation manifestation which can occur on the face, mainly on the face, on the cheeks, on the nose, forehead and the chin. So usually it happens more common in the females compared to the male, and it is more common in the people having more darker skin. It is less the people are having white skin. Why it is more in the darker skin? Because as we all know, the color of the skin is depends on the melanin production. When the people already having darker skin, when they expose to the sun, again the melanocyte producing more melanin, which can accumulate more on the cheeks and the nose area, that make the situation more worsen and made it as a hyperpigmentation. So melasma is nothing but an manifestation of the more production of the melanin production. This is called as hyperpigmentation. So what are the causes for melasma? So actually there is no particular cause we can say. Yeah, many symptoms can, many causes might be there which can aggravate the symptoms, like hormonal imbalance. Usually melasma is common in case of pregnancy, that is sometimes it is called as chloasma also. The pregnant lady having pigmentation on the cheeks, on most on the neck side also, it is because of temporary, and it is because of the hormonal imbalances. And the females going to the menopausal stage where estrogen progesterone levels are varying, so they might also end up with the melasma. Many times it's because of the hereditary too. So if the parents or a mother is having this problem in the previously, so they may having this melasma in the babies, like in the daughter or a son also. So next one is the more exposure to the sun. As melanin pigmentation production will be more when we expose to the sun, right? When the UV rays or ultraviolet rays are more, when the already the skin is sensitive, if the person is exposed more onto the sun, it will damage the skin and melanin production will be more, so it will cause the melasma. So these are the common causes for the melasma, which can occur, which can damage your skin permanently. Yeah, of course, many times this melasma is so strong, so stubborn that it may not react with any medicine. Sometimes when it is like temporary, it is recover naturally. The melasma will go by itself naturally. But when it becomes chronic or it's because of the heredity, it's very difficult to treat because it's like take a long time for the manifestation. And next is like which we occur is skin tags and the moles. So skin tags are naturally because of the more production of the collagen. As skin, the dermis is having more on the collagen and the fibrogen. So any kind of accumulation of the collagen happens on the skin, it will give a very small circular skin tag kind of things. It usually happens on the neck where the skin folds are more. When the skin start rubbing to each other, it will make irritation. So the skin will be, the collagen will accumulate on that place and it will form into skin tags. And the moles, usually every individual having moles, that is not like a particular pigmentation accumulation on particular part. So these are not giving any problem, or it's like painless, or not having any infections problems. But only thing, it is importance in the cosmetic purposes. So people don't want to make their face or a body look ugly, so they come for the treatment. As of now, it doesn't need any kind of attention apart from the cosmetic, because it's not going to do any problems with you. So when we another condition is called as a freckles. Freckles, the manifestation same as melasma, but in melasma we will see the circular patches or irregular continuous patch. But in freckles, which is like divided, so you may see like 10 or 15 patches on the nose, or like distributed, it's very small and distributed. So this is very common in the people who stays on the coastal areas where exposed to the sun is more. Even many foreigners will experience this because of the less melanin. This is like spread on the proper some part of the pigmentation. This is called as an freckle. So today we learnt about the what is tvacha and its layer, and in terms of modern also we learnt about the skin, the types of skin and its manifestations like acne, melasma, and the skin tags, many cases, and the functions of the skin, which is very important. And as because of it's a barrier between the external and internal body. So I hope it will be an helpful class for you. So in the next class we will see the treatment for these skin manifestations in detail. Thank you everyone.